We often pray for God to give us more faith, but that's not the way God works. God gives us the ability to be put in situations where we have to prove and show our faith. It's just like patience. God doesn't give us patience, He gives us the ability to have moments where we can actually show our patience. All right, guys, it's time for the Daily Truth with Anthony Michael Russo. That's me. Like this video, share this video, do all said things with this video. I didn't check my settings before I started. So as you're jumping in, please do me a favor. I'm going to go and be checking this, and we are good. All right. Go ahead and like it, share it, do all the things if you can, if you're interested. We had a great first ever boot camp. There's some things that I know that I want to fix and do differently, but it was a lot of good. It was a lot of fun for those that were there. We had our Friday night webinars, had I think a max of 17 people on there at its highest point. I would love feedback from those that kind of were on and then left. But anyways, I sent out an email with a jot form. If you are on it, I would love for you to give me any feedback you can have. I'm going to get right into this one also. I'm talking a little bit about God today, so I always like theming up. Go to my Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo, and you will see all the links for my store, the clothing store where you can check out fun stuff like this. I think I want to do a t-shirt that says dogs over humans. By the way, did you know that dogs backward is God? I think just something to say. Also, this Wednesday, I don't have the boot camp thing going on anymore. But as always, I've got my Wednesday night speaking workshop, Toastmasters on steroids. Come on, bring it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see you guys there. I see some people jumping in on Facebook and on YouTube. Go ahead and put in the comments where you are watching from, and then I will get right into this. So, did I mention everything? Bioprecision peptides make wellness. I have not actually. This is the longest I've gone. I'll get into it. I promise. As long as I've gone without working out until yesterday. It was like 7 days without working out, traveling, busy. Everybody, people that watch might know some issues with horse, and then the boot camp that I was working on. All these different things. It was tiring, and didn't have the chance. I actually have not. I've not gained any weight. I'm right where I was. I've been taking my bioprecision peptides, good stuff. That's what I needed to do. I'm a peptide person. Somebody reached out about peptides, and I needed to research the company. I couldn't remember what I was doing earlier. Now I can remember. That was huge. What's up, Felicia? What's up, Shirley Rose? All right, I want to get into it today. So, what happened with our foal, which it's interesting because typically we name the foals very young. We didn't name this one, and it was so perfect. And I had Kelly and I spent some time talking last night, and I had this amazing thing with Chat GPT where along the way of how we were trying to save the baby, and if it was morally and spiritually and godly correct to continue to fight for it, and were we putting it through suffering? I asked for medical advice mixed with spiritual, and man, it was interesting. Like, it was giving a lot of different things, and there was some lessons put in there that I found interesting regarding the power of faith. So I wanted to dive a little bit more into it today. And the big thing that we ask for with God is we pray, we say, God, give me more faith. But faith is not something that He hands us like a tool. That's not how it works. He invites us. He invites us to develop, especially when it hurts. If faith was this pre-packaged item, it wouldn't be faith. That's literally the complete opposite of faith. That would be something called certainty. Certainty would be the word there. So you can have certainty when you are moving forward in different aspects of your life. Like, when this is going to happen. You can see this. You're planning for this. All those different elements. But what God does is He invites us to develop something much stronger. And I'm gonna really relate this to all the different things we're going through, whether it's Racy, the horse that is probably in the next few weeks, few months, that we will have to put her down because of an elbow injury, and can get deep into that. So that's just weighing at Kelly. And then you've got this foal that everything was perfect at 6:30 p.m. that we ended up having to rush to the hospital at 7:30 and was pretty much being told that it was 100% no chance of survival just a couple hours later, and how fast that happens. So there's that. We've got June that's we're still fighting really hard for. She had a bad day yesterday. She had a good day 2 days ago, and all these things are weighing. And I know that people go through traumas in their life, but Kelly was questioning something and it made me do more research this morning. And I think honestly, I realized this morning that's one of the best things about these daily truths is it's causing me to do more research, whether it's on a scriptural, biblical, or just the idea of self-help. I'm essentially putting myself through a university of my own of learning daily things that I can help people with and share people with. And even my mom on the class on the boot camp this last week was like, "You're really good at teaching." And it's like, I don't have any certifications, but what I will say is I spend 10 to 20 minutes every day on top of the intuitive ability that I believe God gave me. But I spend 10 to 20 minutes a day for the last 500 days looking up something, doing something different, thinking about things in a different way. It's a very interesting thought. So back into this concept. So we talk about the difference between faith and certainty. So God gives us the capacity for faith. We all have it. We truly do. It's just when we can actually find it. So we get the choice to believe that there's a purpose even when it doesn't make sense. The ability to anchor ourselves to a bigger story even when that piece feels like something that will break our heart. So this week, the truth behind that really hit home. And obviously, it's not poetic when something has to die. It was painful. We lost the horse. It broke Kelly's heart. It hurt me. I mean, she had literally, she was playing tag. She was having this amazing moment that came to a complete halt. There was some interesting symbolism with the mother chasing a snake, interestingly enough, through the field, which was very fun and playful because it was a harmless snake and the horse was chasing it. And then when I went into Chat GPT and asked for the spiritual biblical tie to it, and obviously you can look at snakes in many different ways, but it was interesting that it was a foreboding of something to come in a battle, in a spiritual battle. And for people that are losing their faith and losing their belief in God, that is the way that sorry, I'm getting a FaceTime call. That is the way that things, how do you say it? Sorry, that distracted me. Um, when things come in, when something presents itself, it's there to break. If it is from the devil or from the other side, it is there to break you. And at the end, this is God, and it's not like God is punishing me or punishing Kelly. I don't believe that, but He is truly trying to see, and that's what I was getting at. Is in biblical times when He would test the scriptures or test His disciples, He wasn't giving them easy reasons and just love. He was making them go through trials and tribulations. And whether it was Simon or Peter, going through the losses and all, things are not meant to be easy because at the end, you still have to show your faith in God. That's what makes you a warrior. You have to remember God is still good, even in the bad, because even though things didn't turn out the way we wanted, He is still writing this story in our life. Even in grief, He still invites us to trust Him. That's the key. So here's some quick scriptures for strength, and then I'm going to wrap up. I see some great comments in there. So Hebrews 11:1. Here's my notes right there. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. God doesn't give you what you can already see. He asks you to believe for what isn't visible yet. You have to believe there is a purpose. Even though all of these things going on in our life, He's begging us. He is begging Kelly and I to come home, to believe that He has our best interests in mind and things that we cannot see. Like when it came to Racy being hurt, I kept saying, like, you never know. Like, although this is traumatic and sad, maybe it could have been much worse. Maybe He sees something years in the future where she would have been doing a barrel race on Racy, and there would have been something that happened that killed Racy and maybe hurt Kelly or whatever it might be. Maybe He's looking out, and you just have to have faith that there is a purpose. Romans 12:3. God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. He gave you the measure of what to do with it. That's the journey. That's Romans 12:3. So again, it's the journey that we have to believe in Him. James 1:3-4. The testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that it may be that you may be mature and complete. The hardest trials build the deepest roots. It is the idea that all of these things are what strengthens you, but you have to choose for it to strengthen you and not break you. And last but not least, 2 Corinthians 5:7, for we walk by faith, not by sight. I think most of us do know this scripture. Even me that doesn't have a great understanding of the Bible knows this one. We are not called to understand. We are called to move anyways. We have to follow the footsteps of God by faith, not by actual 100%. This is what's going to happen. God is not always going to save the foal. God is not always going to save the horse. God is not always going to save the child. God is not always going to save you from cancer or accident or whatever it might be. God is there for a purpose, but it's not the purpose that you know. So you don't lack faith because you're hurting. In fact, you lack faith. Where was I going? You lack faith because we are preconditioned to believe that, say it, we lack faith because we have been preconditioned to think that God is going to give us everything we ask for. It's the decision to keep trusting through the pain is what keeps our faith real. God didn't promise easy. He promised purpose. And that's what we're doing. Even in this, even in all the crap, that's what he's promising. You're not faithless. You're just part of a story where faith challenges you. Be challenged. Be willing to be challenged by faith. So that's the message I've got for you guys today. It looks like Casey shared. Thank you. I can see Casey and Waz probably shared from X, and that's why we have a good following. So I encourage you guys. Again, this has not been a great week. Last week, I was one of my last videos. It was tough. It was hard, and I understand the purpose for it, and I pray Kelly can see that purpose too. I read her the whole thing with the snake and the symbolism, the biblical symbolism, and the challenges, and to remind yourself that you have to test yourself, and it's all a test, even when things go wrong. And I don't, as much as I life is hard, my faith has never been stronger right now, and it is because of that word faith and understanding that things are not going to come easy. Followers of Christ, they're not meant to come easy. We're meant to be challenged so that we can show others the light of God in our faith. That's what sets us apart. That's what allows us to evangelize and to share the message. When people could say, you're going through all these struggles, you're a fool to think that God is there for you and you persevere anyways, and then God shows his light. That is the daily truth today. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, like it, share it, do all the, my phone has blown up during this video. So please share it. And again, if you like our gear, God's got you, a lot of different stuff on there, all the way from funny political. You don't have to look if you don't want, to the Be the Change stuff. Go to my Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo. Links are in bio. And then of course the Make Wellness Bio Precision Peptides for the clothing. Use Truth for 20% off. For the Make Wellness Peptides. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I'm going to throw that up on the screen. Thank you. What else was I going to say? That's it. Don't surrender your pets. Don't be a garbage human being. God bless. And hopefully I'll see you guys on a Wednesday night speaking workshop. doubledownspeaking.com. Join me on Wednesday night. God bless.